Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Fahmi Arshad bin Karazri from BA 249 2D and my article title is Malaysia Facing Challenge Maintaining Economic Recovery Momentum. To watch my presentation and enjoy. The introduction of issues. The economy of Malaysia is reportedly in the process of being returned to its condition prior to the year COVID-19, as stated in the article that was just referenced. According to article, Malaysia has to solve various concerns in order to stabilize the economy. The article forecast that the country would face inflation as a result of rising food price. Hence, the article predicts that Malaysia will experience inflation. According to the preceding article, even though Malaysia is now experiencing inflation, the country may nevertheless at 384,900 individual to its labour force in May 2021, increasing the overall number of workers to 16.10 million. This would show an increase compared to May 2020 employment rate of 15.71 million. However, according to the report, there are measures to combat inflation. Chief Statistician Datuk Seri Dr. Muhammad Uzair Mahidin stated, to solve this scenario, the government has taken decisive action by accelerating the immunization campaign and implementing the National Recovery Plan. Inflation may be fought in a number of different ways, one of which is by the implementation of Islamic economics. This occurs as a result of the existence of both conventional and Islamic banking system in the nation of Malaysia. We now go to the solution of the issues. There are two solutions. First is National Recovery Plan. These are the most essential lessons from the National Recovery Plan of Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin. The National Recovery Plan is a full strategy to overcome the COVID-19 issue. The approach of the National Recovery Plan is based on three indicators: the amount of daily COVID-19 transmission within a community, based on the number of daily COVID-19 illness, the utilization rate of bed in intensive care unit (ICU) was indicative of the capability of the public healthcare system. How much of the population is protected against COVID-19 based on the percentage of person who have 2 doses of vaccination. Due to the high number of COVID-19 cases, the vulnerable state of healthcare system and the poor vaccination rate, the first phase of the approach is the implementing of a comprehensive movement control or the FMCO. The government will consider implementing phase 2 of the policy. The healthcare system in phase 2 no longer in a state of emergency since ICU bed use has reverted to normal level. 10% of the population has 2 COVID-19 vaccination. If the daily average number of COVID-19 cases fall below 2,000, the government will consider to shifting to phase 3. In phase 3, all economic activities will be permitted to continue with the exception of the involving large crowd or a significant risk of COVID-19 transmission. The healthcare system is operating satisfactorily with ICU bed use reducing enough. 40% of the population has received 2 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. Muhyiddin commits to resume legislative sessions in September or October in accordance with SOPs. When the average daily number of COVID-19 cases falls below 500, the government will consider moving on to phase 4, the last phase. The healthcare system is safe, as there are sufficient critical care units bed in use. 60% of the population has 2 COVID-19 vaccination. According to the forecast of the National COVID-19 Immunization Program, this number might be attained by October. Under strict adherence to SOP, all economic sectors may reopen and normal operation may resume. With increased social activities permitted, interstate travel authorized, and domestic tourism approved. During this phase, the number of COVID-19 is low, the public healthcare system is secure, and by the end of the year, herd immunity has been created. The government may move to the next stage if all 3 indicators are reached sooner than projected. Islamic economic system in prevent inflation. The definition of wealth diverges substantially from the conventional financial system. According to Islam, wealth is both a blessing from Allah and a weapon for evaluation and punishment. One must gain utilize wealth in line with Allah and His last prophet Hazrat Muhammad SAW. The Islamic financial system include the private, public, and government sectors of economy. The IFS reject the interest rate. Both Quran and Hadith specify the punishment for earning from interest. Interest-free economies have less expensive production costs. Through profit and loss sharing, individuals contribute to the economy and the expansion of the business activities. In Japan and the United States, there is no inflationary pressure despite low interest rates. In addition, Islam outlaws profiting by dishonesty and trickery, whereas it promotes hard labor initiative and the use of honest means. Capital circulation through economic activity reduce inflation. Conclusion for these issues: Malaysia has obstacle in maintaining economic recovery momentum, but will be able to overcome these obstacles thanks to the government rigorous preparation, namely the National Recovery Plan. In addition, if Malaysia places a greater emphasis of the Islamic economy, we will accelerate and lower inflation in Malaysia relative to the conventional system. Malaysia will also be able to promote economic growth and invite foreign investors to return and invest the country. Malaysia can also enhance the employment sector for its citizens who lost their jobs as a result of the COVID-19 outbreak. The expediting the vaccination procedure in Malaysia, we can also expedite the opening the tourism industry so that international visitors to our country would feel safer. That's all for me. Thank you.